Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2023 Mercury Retrograde reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really, really helps this channel out, and it helps me out tremendously because the YouTube algorithm really pays attention to this stuff. So, thank you all so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from our body like storm clouds, letting ourselves feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this Mercury retrograde. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The Three of Cups reversed. Okay. There's somebody who's supposed to be celebrating you. It's just not going to be. A Mercury retrograde messes with communication. It messes with travel, communication, news, information, technology, this type of stuff. But this person is going to wind up saying something they absolutely mean, but didn't mean to say out loud. Okay? Be aware of this. And you're going to be like, oh, well, that's interesting. Thank you for the knowledge. Keep it in your back pocket. This is going to be a person, they might not become like an enemy. You don't have to have, a nemesis or anything like that. But this is a person where you're like, oh, okay, that's what you really think. Oh, okay, that's how you really feel. I get it. I see it. I know it. Thank you. And that's going to be a very powerful knowledge that moves us forward. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is imagine. Take the time to imagine. However you like to create, however you love to cultivate information within yourself. Imagine, see, expand. Know that this Mercury retrograde, it's in Taurus, okay? Taurus energy is profoundly good at manifestation on this earthly plane. So when a Mercury retrograde is in Taurus, okay, and this is still a Cancer reading. Don't get worried about that. I know people say, oh, is she talking about, Taurus now and change to Taurus? No, it's still Cancer. But Mercury retrograde is in Taurus, and Taurus energy is fantastic at manifestation. So if you have Taurus within your natal chart, okay, it's going to come through in that area. And we can find that it's hard to imagine how to manifest forward in that area. If we don't have Taurus in our chart at all, then it's still going to mess with our physical manifestation in this world. It's going to make things just a little bit more frustrating, a little bit more like, oh my goodness, how do I move forward the way that I need to, the way that I want to, the way that I've envisioned, the way that I'm seeing it. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. Very interesting here. We have the Chariot, which is us in the major arcana. So we're coming through very strongly during this time. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus energy, right? Virgo and Capricorn coming through. The Four of Swords is reversed. We're not resting. We're not really taking care of ourselves. And we're also not honoring our story, which is going to be something that's very important to do. With the Nine of Cups, this is a wish come true. There's a blessing coming forward. Even though it can feel like we have the spindles here, and these are drop spindles, so they spin in the air. So even though it can feel like, oh wow, things are a little bit overwhelming. Oh wow, am I doing things the right way? So know that about this time. It's like things can be a little bit dizzying, but we have that wish coming forward. We have a wish being granted, and that's going to be really quite beautiful. It really is. It really is. Know with a Mercury retrograde, okay, it makes things feel like they're moving backwards, right? Because Mercury moves faster than the Earth. Mercury is closer to the sun, and its year is 88 days. So, with Mercury moving so much faster than the Earth is, when it's in retrograde, it feels like it's moving backwards. It feels like it just slows down and it's becoming slower than the Earth is. And that's not true, but that's just the perception that we have right now. And what that means is that things get fuddled and things get muddled. This Mercury retrograde begins in its entirety, like not in entirety, but it's in its potency. That's it, from the 21st of April to the 14th of May. But it starts in its pre-shadow period on the 7th of April, and then it continues in its post-shadow period to the 31st of May. Be aware of this. Be aware that it's still going to come in because it's going to be a powerful time for us. Yes, it's going to be a time where we have the reins and we're moving forward and we're balancing everything, but it's also a time where Mercury retrograde, it sees us and we see it. So be aware of that. With it being in Taurus, there's a focus here on the energy of sensuality, okay? Because Taurus is ruled by Venus, so is Libra. Okay, so the sensuality aspect of this can also be muddled. It can also be confused. It can also be overwhelmed by Mercury retrograde, by just like miscommunications, mishaps. It doesn't mean just sensual romantic relationships. What it also means is the sensuality, the beauty, the the sensuality of life. And what we're also going to see is that luxury and comfort, those become things that also this Mercury retrograde messes with, plays with. Practicality, as well as our ability to manifest on this earthly plane. Our temper, yeah, well, it can be a bit bullish because again, it's taking on the Taurian aspect and a bit stubborn. So be aware of that, yes. But we are usually during this time going to be pretty even tempered until it hits a point, and then we just be like, dig your heels in, stubborn, determined, focus, that's it. But also know that with the Taurus energy around Mercury retrograde, is that once we commit to something, man, oh man, do we commit. So be aware of that as well. A wish is being granted. We're going to see things moving forward in a powerful, beautiful way. The Queen of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty. This Mercury retrograde, as much as it's a pain in the tush, it is also going to be a time, prosperity and success. It's going to be a time where things are worked out, where mishaps are seen and acknowledged, but they don't hold us back. They don't deny us where we want to go and how we want to be. This Mercury retrograde, okay, and I don't want to focus on it because plenty of people have, and I think it's rather scary. Taurus has to do with money, all right? And there could be some financial aspects during this time where it feels like the money isn't coming in or, financially things are harder. We already see that in the world. So just know that there's that aspect as well to this Mercury retrograde, but that there's a prosperity and a success and a bounty and a prestige moving us forward. So that's very, very good. With the Four of Swords, we need to rest and we need to take care of ourselves. Even if we're sleeping, if we have a Fitbit or whatever measures our sleep, we can find that our REM sleep might not be very, very good. We're not recovering the way that we need to. So even if we think, okay, I'm taking care of myself, we might not actually be rejuvenating our body. So just know about that. I highly, highly recommend Spring Forest Qigong. I will recommend this forever and ever and ever. It is absolutely amazing. So if you could do just a little bit of Qigong before you go to bed, a little bit of Qigong when you wake up in the morning, that can really help you. But there's also a sense here of needing to meditate, needing to contemplate, needing to see what we want, what we desire, where we're headed, what we want, honoring our story. Because there's a sense of we're not doing that. We're very focused on everything else. So why would we honor our story? That's just silly. It's not silly. It's going to be very important. We're taking the reins. We're moving things forward. And we're going to see things moving forward. Emotionally, we're going to feel this Mercury retrograde, right? And we probably already have been feeling it. But we're going to power through and we're going to keep on going. We need to keep the reins on our emotions because they can get out of hand. We can become weepy, we can become sad, we can become overwhelmed. It's just like emotions can take over. So we need to acknowledge that because it can just be, just like a little bit too much. So just be aware during this time. Six of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty, things needing to be balanced. We need to have the give and the take. We need to have the balance come in. There are certain things that haven't been balanced that we need to acknowledge, and we need to move forward in harmony. That's going to be a really big thing for us. If we can follow harmony, if we can follow peace, if we can follow prosperity, that is going to be amazing for us and amazing in moving us forward to what we really want and where we really want to be. Our subconscious message to be mindful of during this time is the Lady Reverse. This is the Empress Reverse. The ability to create, the ability to cultivate, the ability to see what we really want and say, okay, I'm making that happen. This can feel like, nah, not right now. Or I can't possibly. And it can be that we feel I can't have one more thing added to my plate. So if you're not able to create right now, that's okay. Don't be mad, don't be rude to yourself. Know that you can put it on the back burner and create later. But we have to be mindful of chaotic energy around us, around creativity, around cultivating what we are thinking of, imagining, and desiring. Our subconscious message from Spirit is purposeful. We need to feel purposeful, full of purpose, knowing what we desire, knowing where we're headed, knowing what we want. And that's going to be a driving force. What is my purpose? Where do I want to be? How do I move me forward? That's going to be a very important thing for us during this time. It moves us to our subconscious message from the tarot, and it's the Hangman reversed. We saw things differently. Now we're seeing them differently again. And we might be thinking, is my belief system wrong? Like, did I get this wrong the first time? No, we're changing and evolving. But instead of being upside down, now we're turning it right side up again. We're seeing things differently and differently and differently. And it's like, where does this lead me? It has us questioning a lot of things, which can make us feel rather unsure. I would say don't read too much into it. It's just that we're entering into a new season, a new phase, a new set of beliefs or ideas. And that's going to be very important to us and for us. All right. All right, here, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all, and God bless. Bye.